Archaeologists discover 500-year-old mummy still intact, as if it were alive, shocking the world. The ancient world always knew how to spark public curiosity, perhaps because of the fascinating and seemingly impossible explanations about why strange things existed and how they were built, or mysterious skeletons that carried horrifying secrets. Over thousands of years of history, these artifacts, skeletons, and treasures remain surprisingly well preserved, leaving not only us, but also archaeologists and scientists astounded. In this video, we invite you to revisit 10 of the most mysterious archaeological discoveries from the ancient world, and to this day, the theories surrounding their formation continue to intrigue archaeologists and the public alike. The 500-year-old mummified girl with intact organs. On March 16, 1999, a group of scientists led by Johann Reinhard discovered the mummies of 3 Inca children at an altitude of 6,705 meters on the Lulai-Laco volcano, located on the border between Chile and Argentina. The remarkable preservation of these mummies left scientists in awe, especially the largest child mummy, believed to be about 13 to 15 years old, named the Lulai-Laco Maiden. The other 2 mummies, a boy and a girl, aged about 4 to 5 years old, were named Lulai-Laco Boy and Lightning Girl. The girl's body was so perfectly preserved that at first glance, it looked as though she was merely asleep. The mummy was sitting with her head slightly tilted forward, draped in a shawl over her shoulder. She had long black hair, and her skin showed very little wear from time. There were no bruises on her body. Later examinations revealed that the internal organs were undamaged, and the brain was intact, with blood still present in her heart. After further study, scientists concluded that the 3 children found on Lulai-Laco were mummies dating back 500 years. The cause of their deaths was attributed to consuming a specific substance. After many years of research, scientists identified that the Lulai-Laco Maiden and the 2 younger children were ritual sacrifices made by the Inca people around the 1400s. The Inca civilization in South America ended in 1572, leaving behind many unsolved mysteries. Before being sacrificed, the children were fattened up with a highly nutritious diet, especially foods symbolic of agricultural work, such as potatoes, corn, vegetables, and dried camel meat. Forensic studies on the maiden's hair revealed that she was likely intoxicated before her death. Specifically, it was found that months before her sacrifice, she had consumed large amounts of alcohol and coca leaves. This use of alcohol and coca, the raw material for cocaine, likely played a role in her death. However, the most valuable scientific discovery in finding the Lulai-Laco Maiden was not the advanced mummification technology of the Inca, but a more profound and less considered secret. During the examination of the mummy, researchers discovered tuberculosis bacteria in the Lulai-Laco Maiden. While the discovery of ancient pathogens is not new, the preservation of the bodies allowed modern medicine to make a breakthrough in understanding how diseases in the deceased could be detected, not just tuberculosis. Previously, scientists had faced difficulties with DNA-based research methods, as they could not conclusively determine if a person had been infected, since pathogens could come from the environment. However, while studying the 3 Inca children, Professor Angelique Corthals from John Jay College of Criminal Justice, New York, found a new method of detecting diseases with more accurate results. She used protein analysis on the mummy's skin. This technique has since been applied in determining diseases or causes of death in archaeological, medical, and criminal cases worldwide. Professor Corthals believes this discovery will open new doors in solving some historical mysteries, such as why the 1918 flu pandemic was so devastating, and help humanity be better prepared for potential future health threats. 1,000-year-old mummy in Peru's capital. Archaeologists in Peru recently made a significant discovery when they unearthed a mummy dated to be around 1,000 years old at the Huaca Pucllana archaeological site in Lima, the capital of Peru. This discovery is historic, offering deep insights into the Ixtma culture, a civilization that thrived on the central coast of Peru before the Inca Empire emerged. The head of the archaeological team, Mirella Ganoza, confirmed this finding in a press conference on September 6th. Ganoza shared that the mummy was found in almost perfect condition, with long hair, a complete jawbone, and discovered in a seated position, a characteristic burial practice of this period. The Huaca Pucllana site, located in the Miraflores district at the heart of Lima, is known for its immense archaeological value. Previously, archaeologists had discovered many other mummies and ritual objects at this site. Therefore, finding this mummy further reinforces the belief that Huaca Pucllana remains an underexplored area, still holding many valuable artifacts that could shed light on various aspects of the Ixma culture. The Ixma culture, which existed from the 9th to the 15th centuries, flourished along the central coast of Peru before the Inca Empire took control of the region. This civilization is notable for its architectural achievements, textile arts, and innovative agricultural systems. Although the Inca Empire replaced the Ixma, the archaeological remains of this culture remain key to understanding the long history of Peru. With over 400 archaeological sites spread across its settlements, Peru is one of the world's most archaeologically rich countries. Discoveries like the mummy at Huaca Pucllana not only hold historical value, but also offer clues to the mysteries of pre-Columbian civilizations, opening opportunities for further research into the ancient peoples who once inhabited this region. Well-preserved skeletons in Pompei. On August 17th, officials at Pompei announced that archaeologists had found the remains of a man believed to be around 60 years old in a tomb that dates to the final decades before the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. According to the Pompei Archaeological Park, this is one of the best-preserved skeletons ever found at the site and shows signs of mummification, with hair and ears still intact on the skull. Archaeologists also found small fragments of what might be fabric within the tomb and are investigating whether the man was embalmed before his burial. Additionally, they discovered 2 cremation urns in the tomb. At the time, adults were typically cremated in Pompei, making this burial method quite unusual. On the tombstone, archaeologists found the name of the deceased, Marcus Venerius Secundio, which also referenced Greek performances at the Pompei Theater. This is the first evidence that plays were performed in both Greek and Latin in Pompei. Gabriel Zuchtriegel, the director of the Pompei Archaeological Park, stated that these Greek performances are evidence of the vibrant and open culture that defined ancient Pompeii. According to other city records, Marcus Venerius was once a slave and a caretaker of the Venus Temple. However, after gaining his freedom, he achieved a certain economic and social status, as evidenced by his impressive tomb. The burial site is located outside the city boundaries and is not currently open to visitors. Authorities in Pompei have said they are exploring ways to open the area to the public. Located 23 km southeast of Naples, Pompei was home to about 13,000 residents before the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, which buried the entire city under ash, dust, and debris. The ruins were forgotten for 1,700 years until they were unexpectedly rediscovered in 1748. Since then, excavations have provided profound insights into the lives of a city at the peak of the Roman Empire. Today, the UNESCO World Heritage Site is one of Italy's most visited tourist destinations. 9,000-year-old bison mummy, found beneath ice. In 2011, a group of Yukagir tribe members from northern Siberia discovered the remains of a steppe bison that had been buried under ice for 9,000 years. This discovery was made along the shores of a lake where the bison's body had remained preserved in the freezing conditions for nearly a millennium. The steppe bison is the ancestor of today's bison species, which still exist in the plains of North America and Northern Europe. After the mummy was found, the almost perfectly preserved bison was transported to the Yakutian Academy of Sciences in Siberia for examination. The extreme cold in northern Siberia helped preserve the remains exceptionally well, with the skull and other parts of the animal remaining almost intact. Scientists confirmed that the brain and internal organs of the bison were remarkably well preserved after being buried under the ice for 9,000 years. However, some parts of the animal had significantly shrunk over time due to the natural aging process. Olga Potapova, a member of the research team, stated that typically, large animal mummies in North America or Siberia only remain as partial bodies due to the destructive effects of ice over thousands of years. However, the steppe bison's preservation is much more complete. After a thorough investigation, scientists concluded that the bison died at the age of 4, and its death was caused primarily by a lack of food, evidenced by the absence of fat around its abdomen. This discovery not only provides new insights into ancient animal species, but also helps researchers better understand the environment and living conditions of animals during the Ice Age. 2,000-year-old cemetery by the Nile River. During excavations of underground tombs in the village of Danjal, Sudan, archaeologists from the Sudan National Council for Antiquities and Museums, NCAM, in collaboration with the British Museum, discovered several valuable artifacts, including a silver ring depicting a horned deity. Researchers believe this ring belonged to Amun, the legendary king of the Kingdom of Kush. Other treasures found in the tombs include a ceramic box with large eyes, several arrowheads, the remains of a man wearing a stone ring, and a set of tightly bound eating bowls. In 2002, the villagers of Danjal accidentally discovered the ancient cemetery while digging a ditch. The village of Danjal, located south of the fifth cataract of the Nile River, is home to one of the most unique cemeteries of the Kingdom of Kush. The Kingdom of Kush, a powerful civilization, thrived in the ancient city of Meroe, near what is now Danjal. This kingdom once ruled a vast territory, with its northern borders extending into Egypt under the control of the Roman Empire. Unlike the traditional cemeteries with famous pyramids, the Danjal cemetery is distinctive because it lacks monumental structures, with instead subterranean tombs. This makes the excavation process particularly fascinating and full of surprises. However, according to archaeologist Mahmoud Suleiman Bashir from NCAM, the exact size of the cemetery has yet to be determined. 300-year-old Austrian pastor's body, found preserved like a mummy. A strange discovery has captured the attention of both the scientific community and the public, as the body of an Austrian pastor who died in 1746 was found nearly intact, despite not undergoing any mummification process. This has led many to call it a miracle, as the body of this man, after 272 years, remained perfectly preserved. The pastor, identified as Franz Xaver Sidler von Rosenegg, lived in the settlement of St. Thomas am Blasenstein, Austria, and was buried in traditional alpine attire. The body was found in a crypt, where the unique environment naturally preserved it. The excavation revealed that the body showed almost no signs of decay, with clothing still intact. Recently, scientists from Munich University completed a 10-month examination and confirmed that Franz died from tuberculosis, not epilepsy, as previously speculated. Forensic researchers Andreas Nerlich, Peter Hofer, and Oliver Peschel discovered signs of tuberculosis and internal bleeding in Franz's lungs, which were the causes of his death. Additionally, the discovery that Franz was a heavy smoker surprised researchers. Scratches on his teeth and the condition of his lungs indicated a long history of smoking. The conditions in the crypt where his body was buried created an ideal environment for the body to be preserved and naturally mummified. The pastor's body was covered with rags, pieces of wood, and branches, materials that helped protect it from decomposition. To the 100-year-old tomb complex in China. In Jiangsu Province, China, archaeologists have uncovered a 2,100-year-old tomb complex along with over 10,000 artifacts, including coins, chariots, and even the coffin of a king. Previous excavations in 2009 and 2011 uncovered 3 tombs and tunnels containing weapons and chariots. However, in this latest survey, the archaeologists discovered a treasure trove of items made of gold, bronze, and jade. This tomb complex is believed to belong to King Liu Fei, who ruled the Zhongdu Kingdom before his death in 128 BCE. The tomb spans 490 meters and is situated within a large earth mound. Notably, the complex has 2 roads leading to the king's burial site, each 35 to 36 meters long, aligning with the burial rituals for a king. One of these roads contained wooden chariots made of wood, lacquer, bronze, gold, and silver, reflecting the burial customs of the time. In ancient China, chariots were not only transportation vehicles, but also symbols of wealth and power for the deceased. The tomb also contained other treasures, such as a gold, silver, and gem-encrusted doormat, a golden rabbit, and various musical instruments, including bells and parts of a 36-string zither. These items represented respect and preparation for the king's eternal life after death. Particularly notable was the discovery of more than 100,000 coins from China's first imperial dynasty, buried beneath the king's coffin. In ancient tradition, it was believed that a king would need wealth in the afterlife. Another intriguing find was a bronze elephant statue, shedding light on the connections between Chinese tribes and Southeast Asian groups, where elephants were native. Additionally, King Liu Fei's tomb contained around 8,000 more artifacts made from gold, silver, jade, and lacquer, creating an invaluable treasure trove of cultural and historical insights from ancient China. 3,000-year-old Egyptian mummy, perfectly preserved. A 3,000-year-old female mummy in almost perfect condition was discovered in an ancient stone sarcophagus at the El Asaf area in Luxor, along the Nile River, near the Valley of the Kings. This is one of 2 sarcophagi found in an ancient tomb, drawing significant attention from experts and the international public. The first sarcophagus was opened earlier and contained the remains of a priest who oversaw the embalming process for the pharaohs. Egypt's Minister of Antiquities, Khalid al-Anani, stated that one of the 2 sarcophagi is in the style of the Hindu seal and dates back to the 17th dynasty, while the other is from the 18th dynasty. The 18th dynasty, which lasted from the 13th century BCE, is known for some of Egypt's most famous pharaohs, including Tutankhamun and Ramses II, marking a golden era in ancient Egyptian history. What is particularly remarkable about this discovery is that the sarcophagi were opened in front of international media, marking an important historical event. While the identity of the female mummy remains unknown, the mummy in the first sarcophagus has been confirmed as Thaw Urket If, a priest responsible for overseeing the embalming of the pharaohs. Inside the tomb, archaeologists also discovered 5 masks and around 1,000 Ushabti figurines, miniature statues of servants believed by the ancient Egyptians to serve the soul of the deceased in the afterlife. Additionally, the tomb contained numerous skeletons and skulls dating back nearly 4,000 years, offering further insights into life and death in ancient Egyptian civilization. Archaeologists continue to study the site and hope these findings will yield more valuable information about the pharaohs, religious practices, and the lives of ancient Egyptians. Noblewoman's mummy in stone sarcophagus, discovered in Siberia. In Siberia, Russia, archaeologists have reported the accidental discovery of a perfectly preserved female mummy dressed in silk lying in a stone sarcophagus deep beneath the water. The discovery occurred when the water level in a dam dropped to a low point, revealing the tomb, which had been preserved almost completely intact for centuries. Experts stated that although the tomb had been submerged for a long period, the woman's body was well preserved due to being buried in a stone sarcophagus and dressed in silk. This natural preservation process allowed her mummy to remain surprisingly intact despite the passage of time. Upon examination, experts found several unique artifacts on the body. On the chest of the mummy, they discovered a pouch of pine nuts, believed to help the deceased transition to the afterlife according to ancient beliefs. They also found a cosmetics box containing birch bark and a small mirror, items that reflect part of the woman's life and habits while she was alive. Based on these artifacts, experts determined that the woman was a nomadic Hungarian, possibly of noble descent. The silk, mirror, and coins found in the tomb date back to the Han Dynasty, around 206 BCE to 220 CE. To this day, scientists are continuing their research, hoping to uncover the woman's identity and learn more about her life and the culture of the community she belonged to before her death. Mummy of cats and scarabs, found in ancient Egyptian tomb. Recently, archaeologists in Egypt made a spectacular discovery while excavating a tomb dating back 4,400 years, located in the Saqqara area, one of the most famous burial grounds of ancient Egypt. During the excavation, in addition to the main tomb, the archaeologists also uncovered 7 other tombs, each containing priceless artifacts that provide valuable insights into the religious practices and burial customs of ancient Egyptians. One of the most notable findings was a sarcophagus containing dozens of cat mummies, along with about 100 wooden cat statues. In ancient Egyptian culture, cats were considered sacred animals, symbols of protection and power. Additionally, the archaeologists discovered a bronze statue of the cat goddess Bastet, the goddess of love, protection, and joy, who was widely worshipped in Egyptian society. Furthermore, a collection of scarab mummies was found in the tomb complex, highlighting the significance of scarabs in ancient Egyptian religion and beliefs. The scarab, symbolized by Khepri, was considered a representation of rebirth and the sun, and it played an essential role in Egyptian religious rituals. According to Mostafa Waziri, the head of Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities, when excavating these coffins, archaeologists noticed that they were carefully sealed with characteristic scarab drawings. This provides clear evidence of the important role scarabs played in the funeral rituals and religious beliefs of ancient Egyptians. Archaeological discoveries always open the door to exploring the endless mysteries of the ancient world, from lost civilizations to strange rituals and customs. Whether it's perfectly preserved mummies, tombs filled with treasures, or ancient cultural relics, each discovery raises unanswered questions and challenges our understanding of history. Archaeologists are still striving to understand and uncover these legacies, and step by step, the mysteries of the past are gradually revealed. These findings are not only proof of the ingenuity and creativity of ancient civilizations, but also a reminder of the timelessness of time and the power of the past in shaping the future. The journey to explore these mysteries will surely continue, and the stories of once glorious civilizations will remain an endless source of inspiration for humanity for many centuries to come. What about you? What do you think about this? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. For now, goodbye and see you again soon.